We as developers can easily scale productivity solutions using the new Microsoft 365 Copilot app, Copilot Studio, and Copilot Tuning. Let's start with the new M365 Copilot app, where I'll show you how Copilot can reason over my GitHub backlog. This app is my 5-in-1 hub for work. It's got chat, search, agents, notebooks, and create. And here, I can call on agents, like the researcher agent. Researcher can reason over all my work data. And with the connector, it can even tap into GitHub. So let's ask for help analyzing performance issues and prioritizing my next steps. It goes ahead and it asks me a few clarifying questions, just like if I delegated this to someone on my team. I'll give it a bit more direction, and off it goes. Because it is built on the OpenAI O3 reasoning model, researcher shows its chain of thought as it pulls from both the web and my work data. I see here that it's giving me everything that I need, including some citations, to help me get started. Now let me show you how I built this connector in Visual Studio. It takes just a few steps. I'll go ahead and add a name and a place to save it. And in seconds, the M365 Agents Toolkit gave me fully scaffolded code that I can modify, like creating my connection using the Microsoft Graph APIs. And then I can index any type of data. So here I've defined a specific schema for my scenario. Next up, I'm using the GitHub API to fetch my issues. And finally, I'll ingest every issue into Microsoft Graph, so Copilot can now reason over this data. So let's see it all in action. I see that all of my issues are being indexed, and I'm getting a full log of what's happening. As the log loads, I'll scroll up and confirm that my GitHub connection was made and that it has all the backlog items that I care about. So let's pivot to showing how the Copilot Studio can help us build agents with little code required. So here I've created an RFP response agent, which you can see right here in Teams. I see that it generated a proposal, and it even posted using its own Entra ID. So here you can see that we have a specific proposal that has the content, language, and format that you'd expect, for example, from an experienced employee. So let's go ahead and see how I built it. And for that, I'll jump over to Copilot Studio. Here, I've described what I want the agent to do, and I've given it some instructions. The GPT-4o response model is selected by default, but I can choose other models via AI Foundry. Now, I'll scroll below on the page and select which knowledge to ground this agent on, ensuring it's pulling from the right sources within my organization. We'll keep scrolling on to the Tools section, and I've added this trigger that prompts my agent to begin working whenever a new RFP arrives in my inbox. So now let's link this agent to the Dynamics MCP server to give it access to SKU and pricing data. And this will make for a more detailed proposal. So with just a few clicks, it's now connected. This server will keep the agent up to date automatically. It can also use third-party servers like DocuSign or custom MCP servers like this SAP one we created to access customer account data. The agent will need to be able to check compliance and contract terms. Now, instead of building this out from scratch here, I can just use the new multi-agent orchestration. As Satya said, this means that agents can now collaborate with each other to take on more complex work. So let's go ahead and connect this agent to one that specializes in compliance checks. With orchestration, the RFP agent can connect to the compliance review agent to ensure there are no red flags. If it passes, it'll now return back to this agent to continue the process. And with that, our RFP response agent is up and running. So now let's move to Copilot Tuning, which Satya just announced. This is a low-code way to do what would otherwise take a whole team of data scientists weeks to do, fine-tuning a new model specifically designed for contract writing. And here's what it looks like in action. I'll open the Contract Builder agent, and ask it to draft a contract using a couple of example documents. It's going to reference these documents and the custom model I created to assemble the contract. When the document is complete, I'll receive an email with the draft. Let's take a look at it. I see that this contract is using our company's language, terms and conditions, structure, and format. And here's how I built it. I'll start by creating a new model. I'll give it some basic information, a name, a description, and I'll select the task type, which in this case is document generation. Now I'll add the knowledge source. Here we'll use our contract database from SharePoint. And I'll specify who should have access, so it's the contracts team and the procurement team. And then we'll ensure, so Copilot ensures that all of this access to knowledge sources in the tuned model is aligned. With that, our contract builder is now ready for data labeling. Now, once the subject matter experts have completed the data labeling process, we can complete the training for this fine-tuned model, and we're done. Let's go ahead and publish it. And from the M365 Copilot app, the team can select Create Agent, select a task-specific agent, and select the contract builder model I just fine-tuned. And with that, the agent is ready. I've now scaled the work that I can deliver as a developer, empowering those closest to the business to reimagine their workflows with AI. Back to you, Satya.